Are you trying to launch a new brand, but you don't want to deal with the hassle of setting up an entirely new limited liability company? The good news is that you can run different businesses completely legally under the LLC you already own. Today, we're breaking down the exact step-by-step process on how to set up a doing business as, or a DBA, for your limited liability company. But before we get into the step-by-step setup, we have to talk about how this strategy actually protects you. Because if you do this wrong, you could destroy your asset protection entirely. Let's say you have an LLC formed and it's your home base. Think of your limited liability company as a physical shield, or what attorneys call the corporate veil. This veil creates a legal division that separates your business assets from your personal assets, like your home, your car, and your personal bank account. If someone sues your business, that shield stops them from coming after your personal life, unless they can find a crack in your LLC and pierce that veil. Let's say your current limited liability company is named Larry's Coffee Shop LLC, but you decide you want to start selling coffee mugs online under a completely different brand name like Mug Masters. If you just start taking money as Mug Masters without setting up things properly, you are creating a massive legal crack. An attorney suing you could argue that Mug Masters isn't a real registered entity and use that to pierce your corporate veil, coming after everything you own. That is exactly where a DBA comes into play. In some states, they call it a fictitious name, a trade name, or an assumed name. It tells the state and it tells the public that Larry's Coffee Shop Limited Liability Company is officially, legally doing business under the brand name Mug Masters. By filing that DBA, you seamlessly extend your existing limited liability company shield over that new brand without paying for a whole new LLC. But you might be wondering, when do you actually need to pull the trigger on a DBA versus just setting up a second limited liability company? First, you need a DBA if you plan to market your business, accept payments, or sign contracts under any name that is even slightly different from your official limited liability company name. Second, you need a DBA if you want to open a business bank account specifically for that new brand name, which is helpful because if someone buys a mug from Mug Masters, but then a month later they see a charge from Larry's Coffee Shop, it can lead to disputed charges as they've never heard of that business before. If the charge is from the DBA of Mug Masters, you'll experience far less chargeback requests. Here is the rule of thumb on when to stick with a DBA versus starting a new LLC. If your new brand has the exact same risk level as your current business, like a coffee shop opening up an online mug store, a DBA is a fantastic low-cost way to scale. However, if your new venture carries a completely different type of liability, let's say your coffee shop is doing well financially and your company wants to start buying physical real estate and renting to tenants, you do not want that real estate under the same LLC. You'd want it in a separate LLC. If someone slips and falls at the property, they could sue the limited liability company and take your coffee shop assets as well, because they are tied to the exact same entity. In that complex scenario, an attorney would tell you to look into setting up a separate limited liability company, or even a series limited liability company to keep those assets isolated. Let's walk through the exact step-by-step process to file your DBA. Step 1. You need to do a name availability search. Before you file anything, go to your state's business registry website, usually the Secretary of State, and search your desired DBA name to make sure no one else is already using it in your jurisdiction. Step 2. You must obtain the correct filing form. Depending on your state, DBAs are filed either at the state level with the Secretary of State or at the local level with your county's clerk's office. Step 3. Fill out the registration paperwork. The form will ask for your official LLC name, your entity identification number, EIN, and the new assumed name you want to register. If you're unsure of these details, you can always look at your articles of organization from when you set up the LLC, or you can search the state entity database for your LLC name and find the details there. Step 4. Pay the filing fee. Unlike setting up a brand new limited liability company, which can cost hundreds of dollars, a DBA filing fee is usually incredibly cheap, typically ranging from $10 to around $100 depending on your location. Step 5. Fulfill any public notification rules. This is a sneaky step that catches a lot of people off guard, but some states and counties legally require you to publish a notice in a local newspaper for a few weeks. This officially announces your new trade name. Step 6. Set up your banking infrastructure. Once the state approves your DBA, take that official certificate straight to your bank so you can legally accept checks and credit card payments under your new brand name. Keeping your books perfectly clean and avoiding chargeback issues I mentioned earlier. Filing a DBA is one of the smartest, lowest cost moves you can make to grow your business infrastructure without stacking up administrative fees. But remember, a DBA only protects you if your main limited liability company shield is actually active, compliant, and properly set up in the first place. The DBA will make you look a lot more professional. And speaking of looking professional, I don't know if you have ever gotten a quote from some company and the email says something like handymanjim478@gmail.com. It kind of eats away at their credibility because they haven't taken the time to create a branded email address like jim@handygym.com. In the next video on the screen, I want to walk you through how to easily create a branded email address to go with that DBA brand name. We're going to easily set this up in Google Workspace, and I'll catch you in the next video.